Her fingers hovered over the glass table like a judge preparing a sentence. I watched her knuckles whiten. Her voice was low and venomous. "This is garbage." My prototype, 3 years of research and sleepless nights, shattered across the floor. The room fell silent. The client froze mid-breath. Even the lights felt colder. "We start over with a real team," she said. "Not we, her." I looked at her, the woman I married before she became the industry's most feared CEO, before she decided to stop asking me my opinion, before the company, our company, became hers. Inside, I didn't break, I folded. A guest whispered something to the client. I didn't hear the words, but I saw the client's gaze shift toward me like a searchlight cutting through fog. She leaned closer, not to my wife, but to me. "Can I have your contact?" No hesitation. I handed her my card. That was the moment the ground cracked beneath everything I believed was unshakable. Not because my wife lost faith in me, but because someone else had seen the truth she tried so hard to bury. That same night, my phone vibrated again. A different battlefield, a different voice. "If you want to join Thanksgiving, come wash the dishes," my daughter-in-law screaming through the phone. I stared at the luxury villa in Switzerland, the one I built alone after my wife took the company. "Enjoy," I said. Hours later, my phone buzzed again. 71 missed calls. The world smells different when people realize they underestimated you. I didn't know then that both stories were threads of the same tapestry. Betrayal always comes in clusters, and I was done being the one who bled first. The night of the prototype incident, I didn't sleep. Not because of the humiliation, I was used to that. Not because of the failure no longer scared me. It was the look in her eyes, that cold certainty, that dismissal. The woman who used to say, "We'll build this together," now calculated how to erase my name from the narrative. But that wasn't the betrayal. The betrayal began a week earlier. Her late-night meetings, the sudden secrecy, passwords changed on shared accounts, a second phone I accidentally saw in her purse. She didn't even try to hide it well. That was the insult. She forgot I taught her how to build systems, how to read lies in silence, how to trace patterns in chaos. The client's reaction only confirmed my suspicion. She'd been planning my exit. Replacing me. Replacing the idea of us. Meanwhile, my daughter-in-law's voice still echoed in my head. "Be useful or stay away." People always tell you who they are in moments of arrogance. I started tracing threads. I replayed her meetings, her new assistant, the shift in schedules, the sudden praise she received from a particular investor, the one who used to copy my designs. No direct proof, not yet. But the betrayal was no longer a shadow. It was a shape, a name, a plan. And I would track it quietly, like a surgeon cutting flesh without letting the patient feel pain. I didn't confront her, I didn't accuse, I didn't argue. I observed. I wanted the truth in numbers, in data, in the cold clarity she thought only she possessed. I tracked the second phone from my laptop, call logs, location history. Messages encrypted, but timestamps revealed the pattern. I dug into the company database she assumed I no longer had access to. She was shifting funds into a project under a fake subsidiary. Not illegal, not yet, but unethical enough to bury careers. Then I saw it. Contracts with the same investor who had stolen my concept 3 years ago. Their signatures aligned. Their communications overlapped. It wasn't professional. It wasn't strategic. It was personal. She was building something without me, replacing me, not just as a partner, as a founder, as a husband. Meanwhile, the Switzerland villa invitation spread online. Pictures circulated. Suddenly, my daughter-in-law's tone changed. "Dad, maybe we misunderstood. Maybe we should talk." No, I didn't answer. Silence speaks louder than explanations. The truth was forming in my mind like a scar that stops bleeding and starts hardening. I wasn't the weak one. I was the one who waited. The evidence arrived on a Thursday. Not in files, not in emails. In a message, "Let's keep this between us. He doesn't need to know yet." Sent from my wife. To the investor. My breath didn't accelerate. My hands didn't shake. My emotions didn't explode. They froze. I confronted her, not with yelling, not with demands. I placed the printed messages on the kitchen counter. "I know," I said. Her face fractured. A perfect portrait of someone whose lies had been caught mid-fall. "It's not what you think." I stayed calm. "It's exactly what I think." She tried tears, explanations, anger. But the power imbalance had already shifted. She wasn't looking at her husband. She was looking at the man she underestimated. I didn't destroy the company. I didn't expose her publicly. I did something worse. I called the client who asked for my contact. We built a deal. My technology, their capital. A clean partnership. I walked into the office the next Monday. She was waiting. Eyes hollow, voice small. "We can fix this." I placed a single card on her desk. My new title, CEO. She had been removed. Quietly, legally, irrevocably. She had betrayed me thinking she was the smarter one. But she forgot one thing. I never stopped building. Not the prototype, not the company, not myself. My daughter-in-law called again. This time her voice was sweet. "When are you coming home for Thanksgiving?" I looked at the villa balcony. Snow resting on marble. "No," I said. "No anger, no revenge, just clarity." They taught me one truth. People only respect you when they can't control you. My wife lost everything she tried to steal. My family learned the price of underestimating silence. I didn't raise my voice. I didn't chase. I just walked away. Power is quiet, and so is justice.